right, so as we move forward and we get closer to the essay, this lesson is going to be going over making character inferences again. So it's using this really awesome activity called 3 threes in a row, as well as the Atticus Anger chart from the previous video that I recorded. So the way 3 threes in a row works is basically you're there to monitor as the teacher, but the activity is solely based on student participation. And it's very similar to a jigsaw, and it takes about 10 to 15 minutes to do the first part. In the first part, you will break students up into about 3 groups, and each group will be assigned 3 questions in their row. Now, the questions vary on skills and level, so you might want to make sure ahead of time that you're putting the right students within the right group so that they can best do the assignment. But when they are done answering the questions within their small group, they will actually all get up and walk around and try and find people that have answered the other 6 questions within the other groups. So basically, they will be with a small group of probably about 4 or 5 students answering their 3 questions. And then they will get up and talk to 6 other individuals to find the answers to the other 6 questions they have on the sheet. So students are talking, they're discussing, but you have to make sure you're monitoring the room, because a lot of times all they like to do is pass the papers to each other and record the answers themselves. And the purpose of this is really to get them to discuss and teach each other the answers. So this is what the sheet would look like. The first row is very basic questions, and the second and the third row get a little bit more specific on answering questions based on text evidence, as well as drawing in other things that we've done at up to this point in the module. So again, you want to make sure your groups are capable of answering the questions that they're assigned. After they're done with this, they'll go back to their seat and they'll again start updating that Atticus Anger chart that we started at the very beginning of the module. They will use the information from chapters 11 and 13 to continue filling in information about who Atticus is as a person by this point in the novel, and they can also use their 3 threes in a row activity to help them with that information. So if you'd like to give this video a pause, again, I've attached an online version of the novel, and you can go back to the questions and try and give them a shot. If you gave them a little bit of effort and you tried it a little bit, I've attached the answers to the questions here at the bottom. This is my teacher reference sheet. So you can check over your answers if you'd like to see if you were able to do this activity. This is only the first 2 columns right now, just so I can fit it on the screen. The link to this lesson is making sure students can draw their own conclusions to text-based evidence. What I have the biggest problem with when it comes with my students is making these inferences and drawing their own conclusions. They don't seem to have problems finding text evidence to answer their questions, but when it comes to explaining it in depth, they really struggle. So the discussion part of this within their small group, and again later as they walk around the room and teach each other, is so vitally important so that they can start building up that confidence that yes, they know how to put this into their own words.